Nerd Reactor, roll out.
What's up, Reactorites? I'm John, and I just got out of the Transformers event. And before we start with that, please like and subscribe to this channel. Click the notification bell. So without further ado, let's begin. I just got out of the event, and the event had producer Lorenzo de Bonaventura, and you have the director for the new Transformers movie. This is Stephen Capo Jr., who did Creed 2. And so with the Transformers movie, it's going to be called Rise of the Beasts. And this movie is going to be big. It's going to be a sequel to Bumblebee, and you're still going to get characters from the previous one like Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, and you're going to also have human characters. But since this is called Rise of the Beasts, that means we're going to have some influences from Beast Wars. And Beast Wars is an animated series, Transformers animated series, CG, featuring the Maximals versus the Predacons. And with the Maximals, you have Optimus Primal as a leader, and their animals fighting each other. So instead of vehicles, cars, boom boxes, jets, they're just creatures. They're animals. So we're going to have a combination of both Transformers and the animal stuff with the Maximals. The movie is going to be set in 1994 in Brooklyn, New York, but there will be other settings too. What they did mention is Peru and, the South American rainforest. So that's going to be cool to see, like with the rainforest, to see how the Maximals and the Predacons will be living in hiding. What are they doing all this time? And so I guess the thing is, the new threat, like the Autobots, they're going to be facing the Terracons. They've been facing the Decepticons throughout the previous film. So for this one, they want to focus on the Terracons. And we're going to have different Terracons in the team. So the leader of the Terracons is Scourge. And if you don't know, Scourge is a Transformer, a villain that was introduced in Transformers the movie. And he was created by Unicron. So for this one, I'm not sure what the story is. Like, they did mention Unicron in the live action films, but this version of Scourge might be different. But he's the leader of the Terracon, and for his right hand robot is going to be Nightbird. Nightbird is a GTR. And Nightbird in the robot form looks menacing, and she's a robot ninja. She's got the sword. And, it looks like she's going to be doing some just crazy stuff. So, and on the Autobot side, we still have Optimus Prime, we have Bumblebee, and then we also have Mirage, who's going to be a Porsche. And we're going to have Optimus Prime. He's still going to look like his G1 counterpart, because that's what director Stephen Capo Jr. emphasized. Like, this is G1. People, a lot of the fans love G1, so we're going to be getting G1. And for his design, he looks sleeker and slimmer too. So he still has that G1 look, but they made him less boxy just so that he can like move around more. But he still has that look with the chest piece and just the design. So you're like, that's G1 Optimus Prime. And with Bumblebee, Bumblebee still looks like Bumblebee, and now he's a Camaro, and so he's not going to be the Bug from the first Bumblebee film. And so for fans that wanted to see him as a Bug, you'll probably be disappointed. But with the Camaro, they are changing him up, the vehicle. So now the Camaro is going to look like it's going to go off-roading. So it's beefed up. So we're going to get a beefed up Bumblebee in this one. And Steven, the director, mentioned that with the first one, the Bumblebee film, it focused more on Bumblebee. This one's going to have more of a focus on Optimus Prime. So we'll get to see more of that character. And fans of Optimus Prime always loves to see more Optimus Prime. You can never get enough. I'm a huge fan of Optimus Prime. He's one of my favorite characters. Probably the favorite character. Because look at I have a bunch of Optimus Prime figures in the back. Gotta show the Optimus Prime right here. Optimus Prime. And gotta show some love for Megatron. Even though I don't think he's gonna be in this movie yet, because they're still trying to follow the Michael Bay storyline timeline, but they still made some changes because Optimus Prime is already on Earth. So it can be very confusing. And then also RC is going to be in this. She's going to have a bigger role compared to her Bumblebee counterpart, because in Bumblebee, small role, and she was only in the prologue. So this one is expanded, and she's going to be transforming into a Ducati 916, and she's pink, she's red. And so the stuff I've seen is still work in progress images. She's got like the legs. She's got the feminine look. She's got the wheels on the leg, and then her face still looks similar to the one that we've seen in Bumblebee, the movie. And so I'm excited for her just to see more of that character, because I enjoyed her in the Transformers, the movie. So next up, let's talk about the beasts in this one. So we're going to have Airazor. It's a bird. The director describes Airazor as the heart of the Maximals, and we were shown images. So it's a bird. It looks very rusty, and you can see like the aged texture, and it just really shows you that they've been on Earth for a really long time. So the bird looks very robotic looking. So just kind of think of like Laserbeak. Laserbeak looks like a robot. But this one is more, it's shaped more like a bird. But you can tell like this is like a metallic creature. And we also have Rhinox. Rhinox is going to be in this. And Rhinox is the muscle of the group. And we saw images of Rhinox. It's like a giant rhino and very rusty, but still like a metallic robot. And then I think the producer and director, they talked about how, Rhinox, there's going to be a running gag about like him wanting to just hit something. It's like, can I hit this now? Can I hit this now? So I think that's going to make kids happy watching it. And of course, we got to talk about the leader of the Maximals, which is Optimus Primal. And Optimus Primal, we saw that he's an ape, robotic looking ape, but still, just imagine like just a gorilla, and the shape of a gorilla with a lot of details, a lot of moving parts. No parts, because it's still like the aesthetic. It still looks like a gorilla on the outside, but you can still see that it's a robot on the inside, but on the outside it's still rusty, and it's just the aesthetics of like just the armor. Yeah, it's really hard to explain these robots because there's so many parts and designs and all that. But yeah, it's just Optimus Primal, gorilla. There's going to be like more characters that they haven't revealed yet, because we got the Autobots, we have the Maximals, we have the Terracons. So I'm pretty sure we're going to have the Predacons, because I want to see the Predacons. I want to see what they look like. I think they're hiding that, the Predacons for now. And the actor is going to be, hopefully, I'm still cautious about what they're going to do, but with the human characters, because, they always have to have the human characters and try to balance it out, and it takes away screen time from the robots. But what they want to do with this one, what director Stephen Caple Jr. really wants to do with this, is just show Optimus Prime, just why he connects with people. Because also the producer with Lorenzo, he says that, Optimus Prime just left his home planet of Cybertron, and why is he so in love with Earth? So this is going to be the movie that really shows you why he cares about protecting Earth and why it's important. And maybe we'll see a union between him and the Maximals, because they did touch on how Optimus Prime will finally get someone he can relate to, because Optimus Primal is a leader of the Maximals, and Optimus Prime is the leader of the Autobots. So together they can talk about things, about what they shared experiences. But yeah, I am very much looking forward to this movie, just because I like the G1 look. I like how excited Stephen Caple Jr. was in the event, and he's like a young director, and he's like so excited, and like the way he talks about Beast Wars. So I'm looking forward to that. And Anthony Ramos, he's going to be one of the main lead characters, and he talks about how he was a fan of Beast Wars. He was watching it weekly on one of the channels, and so I hope this is going to be good. We're going to have Autobots and Maximals and the Terracons and all this stuff, and just the 90s settings, the music of the 90s. We're going to have New York as a backdrop. So we haven't seen that yet for the live action films, because we've seen other areas, but New York would be very cool. And maybe some destruction, buildings, like Independence Day type stuff. So I'm looking forward to this. Let me know if you're excited about this on the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and also subscribe and hit the notification bell. And with that said, I'm John, and I'll see you guys next time.